Morbid Metal is finally here, and you know we had to run back one more review. Now, if this is one of your first time ever catching one of my videos, what's poppin'? I'm your boy Tutti Gaming, and I like to play a variety of games over here. And today, the variety of games just happens to be Morbid Metal. Now, I covered this game about a month ago, maybe a little more than that now, but it's been about a month since I covered it, and it was just an early access kind of build of the game. So in that, I was able to get a good understanding and a good idea of what the game was gonna be like and play like. But now with the officially released, I wanted to see what all the things that were kind of locked behind the official game were gonna offer. Early spoilers, it's a lot better than what I thought it was gonna be. Now, just as a refresher for any and everybody out there, Morbid Metal is a roguelike game that plays kind of like how Soros does, where you just running and bashing everything in your way and you just continuously progress through levels and stages, fighting more and more difficult enemies the more and more you go on, with upgrades, with allies, and boss fights and that kind of nature. You know what I mean? A roguelike game. You already know, man, we got to go over damn near everything so I can let y'all know what the good, the bad, and if there is any ugly is. And I got to be transparent. So let's go ahead and start off with the good. It's running so damn smooth. I don't believe I have the strongest PC. I have somewhat of a middle of the road PC, and I think I was playing this game around 80 to 75 frames. Now, again, I wasn't trying to play it in the highest frames that I could possibly get. I'm sure I could turn down a lot of the things, super optimize it so that it's more of a performance-based game, but I did want to see it because I'm gonna keep it a buck. Like I said last time, the game is pretty. It looks good. It is a visually stunning game. Again, I didn't crank it all the way up and give me the best looking game, but even at the middle of the road settings that I had, it looked solid and it played really good. Now, like I mentioned also in the last video, as I was talking about how there was no real delay with the controller input, I'ma still say the same thing. No delay in it whatsoever. I felt like the game was really responsive. It allowed me to swap in and out of characters a lot better than it did in the early play test that I did. And in that one, remember how I was kind of telling y'all there was a few times where I was swapping mid-air or mid-combo or whatever the case may be, and my character would disappear? That shit didn't happen. Appreciate you, Ubisoft, and I apologize for not remembering the other company that was actually a part of this. Y'all have done a good job with it. It is running smooth. Another thing that I thought was kind of nice about the game was if you did play the earlier build, you still got to continue exactly where you left off. So all those upgrades and those little perks and stuff like that, the coins that you will be able to get yourself some upgrades or some extended health, that is going to transfer over in here. So if you haven't played it since that one where you had, like, I don't want to call it an early demo, but the early demo, that's going to transfer over. So you good with that, or you could start all over. You got what? It looked like 3 files. I did end up starting over on one of them just to see where it would put me, but we'll cover that a little bit later. So yeah, I think it's dope that you get to just pick up and go exactly where you left off. And with that being said, one of the gripes I remember saying that it felt like I didn't know where the hell I was going. It almost felt like you was just going into a big ass circle and you just kept going around and round and round and there was no end point. Well, it didn't feel like that no more for me. Yes, there were still stages where it was like, I've been here before, but that was more so after death. When it was sending me back to the beginning, it was showing me for the most part the same exact stages that I had did, and then it would slightly switch it up on maybe the second or the third stage, but it was still essentially me going in the right direction. It felt like anyways. It didn't feel like I was just running in this infinite circle getting nowhere. So that was nice, and I did appreciate that. And I mean, again, it just made for that much more of an enjoyable experience. The upgrades felt like they was about the same from the demo. There were a few added ones, you know what I'm saying? Like you get to these blue tier upgrades and then even purple tier, but you got to kind of get through some shit before you can get into that. But they did show off a bunch of different upgrades and how much power you would get from them. And then it also felt like after you was getting an upgrade, they was kind of giving you the ones that would chain together and work well together. So that was nice. And I did figure out that once you die, it doesn't seem like you take those upgrades with you anymore. That's the end of it. You only get to keep the coins that you were able to get in that run to possibly give yourself some more permanent upgrades in the system. And to get them, you go up to the 3 big ass robots that's in the background and you talk to them and you spend your points like that to get those permanent upgrades like extra health, maybe a little bit more damage, stuff like that. So again, at this point, I'm like, this is solid. This is a cool game for anybody out there that's like a 9-to-5er and you just getting home and you thinking, I ain't really trying to super try hard and think crazy hard. I just want to get in the game and punch shit. At this point, I'm like, it's offering every little bit of that, and I love that. Now, something that was slightly different compared to the demo, which is fine. I know they didn't want to show off everything, but they give you two options of the path if you get far enough in your journey, where you would have to meet the lady robot. Again, I don't know her name, but Miss Lady Robot. She gives you two paths after all your upgrades that you get to get. And it's either continue the regular path, where it's you doing the same thing, it's staying in the same game mode difficulty, or you get to go down the more challenging and difficult path, where the enemies are, it feels like a little stronger than what you are, but the upgrades, nigga. The upgrades, oh, it's worth it. It's worth it if you're strong enough. So that, honestly, that's a great addition to the game. It feels like it just adds a little bit more difficulty and a little bit more of an exciting challenge to the game, where the perks of that challenge are going to be great if you can get out of it alive. So again, at this point, I'm enjoying myself. This is great right now, but it's not all sunshine and rainbows, man. I do have a few things to nitpick at, just a little bit, just a little, y'all, nothing too crazy. With this game, I do kind of wish there was a little bit more that you can do to get into the combos, because for the most part, especially after you use your abilities, because again, the enemies are scaling in difficulty, which means their health is getting a lot higher, their armor is getting stronger, so they're harder to kill. So now you need to start mixing in some of the abilities that you got to do the combos. But the thing is, once you hit them combos, you got to build them joints back up, right? So in that process of building them back up, you are basically just button mashing square over and over and over. Now, of course, you are still dodging, because the enemy is gonna smack the shit out you and pop you in the back of your head. Feel like Mike Tyson just ran up on you out of the fucking middle of the night. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, they hit crazy hard in this game, but like, I wish there was a little bit more that you could do besides just the button mash. Again, you can swap in and out between allies, but it's the same thing of just button mashing square. But again, it's a small critique, and honestly, it's not gonna super pull the game down and make it a shitty experience. I'm just saying, for me personally, it did feel like I wish there was a little more you can do here in the process of building your abilities back up. But when you use the abilities, oh, hey, cinematic. You want some anime kind of feel, them cutscenes, the pauses in between to give you the nice close-up of your character showing off how crazy they look. I like that. Yup, sure do. Now, getting back to what I had said earlier in the video, where you get to have multiple accounts, I did get back in there and I started another account just to see if it would be a little bit different. If they had maybe changed something from the start of it compared to the demo and the full version. And I can honestly say, nah, it's the same. So what you did in the demo compared to where you are right now, it is truly the same kind of experience. Nothing there really like was different. So I don't see a reason for you to need to start over if you somebody that had already played the demo version of it. Don't even do it. But I did switch it up, and instead of playing it on the regular game mode, I went to beginner just to see what that was like. And honestly, for anybody that's new to this style of game, or maybe this would be your first time trying Morbid Metal, I promise you, beginner is still very friendly, but still offers some challenges. Like, you still have to be aware and be willing to adapt to the enemies and be quick on your toes at times. So don't think that beginner just means that it's chump and you can just easily run through it. And if I'm being honest, if I didn't have beginner, I don't know if I would have got to a boss fight, because regular, I'm telling you, Mike Tyson was beating my ass in them games. It was crazy, but I'm gonna get better. I'm gonna get better, bro. Give me some time. But even with it being on beginner, I truly did have a good, enjoyable time, man. The experience is still the same. It's just the enemies don't hit you as hard as they do on regular, and the rewards are slightly less in the beginner mode. But again, you're getting the same kind of experience of the gameplay. You're still getting good upgrades and stuff of that nature. So it's not a horrible experience by any means. Now, when it comes to these boss fights, I only did one, and that nigga was difficult. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, bro. For a second, I was like, if this enemy was a slightly harder enemy to deal with, oh, it might have been curtains, because you gotta learn in the moment of how to avoid this nigga, how to be prepared for certain attacks, what attacks do. Y'all already know the deal. Y'all know the deal. I ain't gotta explain it to y'all like your children. You know what I'm saying. It was still a fun experience though. Like, it was dope. I had a great time doing it. He had me on the ropes. I was really nervous. My heart got to pounding a little bit. I was like, damn, hold on. He got my heart racing. Like, I'm nervous that I might lose this. It was fun. Now, to wrap this video up, man, I'm not going to sit here and act like I remember the score that I gave Morbid Metal the last time, but I feel like the score that I'm ready to give it right now is probably higher than my last video. I really think I want to give this game an 8.5, bro. I truly do. It's simple, it's fun, it has great replayability. The fact that you die and you go back, yes, that is annoying, and it's annoying that you don't necessarily get to keep the upgrades that you get in the middle of your missions. But like I said before, if you get enough points, kill enough enemies, then you're gonna get enough coins to spend to get more permanent upgrades. This game is really fun. I really enjoy it. I do recommend it for anybody out there that's like, you know, you just kind of need something that's not so much online heavy. You don't want crazy story driven, but you do enjoy some good action. And again, if you're a person that enjoys a good story, but you can, you know, appreciate the good action, this is also probably a game for you. It's a good game. I enjoy myself, and I'll definitely be playing it again. I might even jump on stream and do it because it feels like it's gonna be fun to interact with the community, you guys, and just have you see me go through the struggles of the constant deaths and restarting over and over. I mean, again, it's a fun game. Is it perfect? No. Is it the most amazing game that I've ever played? Hell no. But it is a really good game, solid game, and I think people have a lot of fun on it, man. So give it a shot, have at it, and let me know what you guys' thoughts are down in the comment section. And don't forget to hit the like and the hype button. That's a newer feature to YouTube where it's pretty much helping smaller creators get their videos pushed out a little bit more. So it's another way to help people get discovered, and I'd appreciate y'all doing that. And thank you so much for stopping by and watching this video, man. I hope you enjoyed, and I look forward to catching you on the next one. Peace and hair grease.